do a little promo for you guys. This is a great place.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you get to see the rest of this.
Black Swallowtail?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
We have
Bro, look at this. We're back. We're here at the Black Swallow. Drake, do that thing for me. Let's do it. Let's do it. Nice teleprompter. I love this studio. Every time I come up here, I got a studio. It's good to know.
I'm gonna do one more thing in the control room, then we'll be all set. I'll come back in and I'll let you know when we're good to roll.
Cool. Let's do
Thank
it.
you.
Bow, bow, bow. This is a nice studio, man. Me gusta, Kimmy.
The light is what helps a lot.
Yeah.
You know, the umbrella lights is what helps a lot in the camera.
Mm.
And you, because you don't feel that blind. You know
No,
what I mean?
not looking right into the light.
Protection.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can hear you.
Oh, we're live? So we're live.
Oh, we're live.
The audio's live, but the video's not live. Thank God you're on it, Kim, because otherwise we could be saying some wild shit. Mm.
Let's go. Awesome fucking fire making.
Yeah, we love TJ Peterson around.
Gracias,
TJ Peterson's been
senor.
a day one for us around here. Love us some TJ Peter. He wants us to do a live event in State College, PA. We should definitely do that.
Oh, hell yeah. Penn State, huh?
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I'd love to do in the next iteration. What are we doing here? In the next iteration of this, I would love to do like that college game day stuff. Like go like
Yeah, I
go
know.
around.
You've been talking about that.
I would
Hell
love
yeah.
to do that. You know?
So is our visuals live? Are we live?
I don't know whether we are or we're not.
Oh,
but-
we're in this thing.
we're
all right. It's
Are we
it's
going main
official.
camera, guys? We
G.
should probably just do split
G.
screen, guys. We got a new we got a new crew here. We got a studio here in Jersey. That's absolutely. We got to give a huge shout
Yeah,
out
please.
to the Black Swallowtail. I think that's what it is. Black Swallowtail. It's a crazy
Hopefully
name.
they'll come in here
It's
and
the
correct
Black
us if not.
Swallowtail Studios down here in Eatontown, New Jersey, by Tinton Falls. If you guys need anything, audio, visual, sketches, pictures, podcasts, you got to check them out. This place is through the roof, man. Really fantastic. But not, I guess, still technically to my right, but across from me here at 6'3", probably about a buck 85, 185.
No, bro. I walked in the cage at 192.
No, you didn't.
Come
Did
on,
you really?
dog. Yeah, I got up to 196.
Wow.
Then I took a dump.
Nice. That's a good dump.
Yeah, it's a good dump.
So wait,
Couple
so
good
you got down to 170, and then you were up
Very
24 hours
very
later.
normal.
96,
That's,
really?
Yeah, that's normal.
Really?
I think so.
What do you think
Yeah.
your opponent was weighing at?
Probably somewhere around the same.
think around the
I mean,
same?
I don't say you can get much more.
Really?
Yeah. And he was
Awesome.
very, you can't be much less either.
Well, the master of punks, the tamer of sages, the king of the ring, the CEO of the RNC, and fresh off his return
Yeah.
to the UFC, Mickey Gall, ladies and gentlemen. Mickey.
Man, bro, I appreciate you giving me a little hiatus time, letting me focus up. And the last part of the weeks, you've been a great friend, great co-host, and just you've been a teammate, helping me, allowing me to focus up. I missed this. I missed doing this with you. I'm happy to be here, and now we're back at it, slick and thick, coming at you 2 times a week.
I love it. Love
Back
to
to
hear
where
it,
we
man.
belong.
Hey, let's get this out of the way. For those of you that are just tuning in, I'm Gerard Michaels, and this was such an incredible thing that you did over the weekend. The way that you performed after 2 years off, I don't know how it wasn't fight of the night. I know you don't want to, you say what you want to say.
I mean, I wanted it to be fight of the night. I mean,
everybody I talked to,
bro, I know.
said it was fight of the night.
Yeah.
I watched those fights from ringside. That was fight of the night, bro.
Yeah.
By not a small margin either. You and your opponent, got to give him credit. You guys came in and you banged a good old fashioned Jersey Philly bang off.
Come
right
on,
there.
when Jersey and PA is
That
in the
was
cage,
a boardwalk banger
yeah,
right there.
there's been a lot of battles at the boardwalk.
Nobody fucking calls it water ice, okay? That was a pork roll Taylor ham brawl, dude. How'd you feel getting back in there, man?
Man, it felt good. It felt really good. I felt the nerves, and being away for over 2 years, it was like almost like running through my mind like the checklist. Like is this everything's right? Everything's good. I got in the back. I remember, the room was hot, and then the worst part is when you're getting, when you're in the back.
balls
So
was
we're in the Devil's locker room. Looking at the Martin Brodeur and the
really?
Scott, Gomez, all the signs they had up in there. And the room's hot, and then the worst part is like sitting there getting your hands wrapped. Because you just you got that nervous energy a little bit, and you want to move. And I was sitting there getting my hands wrapped, sweating because the room's hot. I went and changed the freaking thermometer in there, thermostat. And then, so I'm sitting there, I get my hands wrapped, and then right as we're done, I get up, and I get to start moving. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is good. This is where I belong. I had a great corner with me. I had Dorian Price, who did the last 6 weeks of camp with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's my brother. He was phenomenal. Helped me out big time. I had Gerald Mearshart the third. The tied GM3's got tied for Anderson Silva in finishes at 185. He's got the most submissions in middleweight history. Then I had the ruthless Robbie Lawler in my corner as well. Not much needs to be said about that. He's UFC Hall of Famer, former champion.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a good, strong corner. I had about 150 fights between the three of them, probably more.
A lot of people were asking me if I was going to be in your corner, and I said, to what, tag in? What am I going to say? Like, do the thing, do the thing.
It's funny because Henry Hoof was supposed to be in my corner, and he at the last minute wasn't able to make it last week. So I was like, what am I gonna do here? I was like, I know I got Gerald and Dorian, and that's great. You know what I mean? I could be good. I could be good just on that. Yeah. And I was like, I got a last spot, and I was like, I'll probably bring David Adivin. Yeah. And I was thinking, but then at the same time, I was like, maybe I'll bring my dad as like a placeholder or something, or Big G.
No,
you know what I mean? And I was thinking about it, like I would make it very clear with you to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? To shut the fuck up over there and leave the coaching to the coaches.
Yeah.
But the same instruction would have been given to my father.
Yeah.
And he would have got that. But then when we found Robbie was going to be there, I was like, all right, done, easy call. And it's funny. I even brought up my dad, and he's like, "What are you, stupid? Of course you have Robbie Lawler in your corner. What are you, retarded? Yeah."
What are you, nuts?
So I had a great corner. I think. So let's talk about the fight. Let's talk about the fight.
So well, first of all, Chaz Palminteri sitting ringside.
Chaz came, which is super cool.
Dante. I mean, we'll get to the fight. Everybody saw the fight. I want to talk about what you saw through your eyes. We all saw the fight. Everybody's been talking about it. It was all over. I can't even imagine what your phone looks like. I know what my phone looked like. Also, by the way, I deleted so many numbers. If you're texting me at 6 o'clock saying, yo, how do I get tickets for this thing? Your number is deleted
You're an
out of my
asshole.
phone now, bro. Like, I mean, it's the most Jersey
We've known
thing.
about this for about 12 weeks.
It's the most, you know, it reminds me of the Chad story where it's like, hey, can I get some money? Can I get some
Yeah.
money? Yeah. Oh, hey, I see you're at the thing. Can you get me in?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to you in 8 years.
Yeah.
Hey, get the fuck out.
I could imagine, bro. I
Dude,
could only freaking
It
imagine.
was crazy. So you walk in, bad move by Trump. Trump had a huge night. Bad mood coming late. That was the fight of the night. He missed the fight of the
Yeah,
night.
you missed it, huh?
He can't.
Did I ever tell you last time I fought a Prudential?
No.
Last time I fought a Prudential, I think Trump, or definitely Trump Jr. was there.
Oh, the DJT.
And I know exactly who
JR?
I would know exactly who he is now.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know then. And he came in the locker room. I was in the same locker room as Colby Covington. And he was like, "Wow!" He was like, "Wow, great fight." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, bro." I like dapped him up, gave him like a hug and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was sweated all over. The Prince Trump.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably should have given him a proper like, "Hello, good sir." But I was like, "What's up, dog?"
How do you do?
Yeah. This is how you.
Yeah, can I hold some dollars?
Right.
Yeah, dude. So you're coming out. I mean, it's star-studded event. Aaron Rodgers ended up being in there. All the Jersey Shore guys and all that stuff. Frankie Yeager stopped by, said, "What's up, man?" Was rooting for you. Everybody was rooting for you. And it started out a little rough for you because everybody wanted to see Alina Perez keep dancing, and they cut to your promo, and immediately you were the bad guy now. And the whole 20,000 people in that stadium were like, "Yeah, I love you to death." I was like, "Get this fucking guy off. Let's go back to Alina. Let's give us 30 more seconds of Alina, please." And then it cuts to you, the promo. You had a ton of fans. Basel had a lot of fans there too, man.
Yeah.
It got testy in there.
Yeah.
We were screaming. Our boy Jeff Fromer loved Jeff to death. Jeff was looking at me like, Gerard, I got an injury. I'm screaming. His boys are screaming. We're screaming. It's funny.
Are you screaming at
we're
the,
screaming at the
homeboys'
cage.
team?
I'm rooting for you, but I'm making eye contact with them, and they're rooting for him, but they're making eye contact with me. And we're like having to scream off in this section.
Yeah.
And I've never experienced it from that place, right? Like I played ball, obviously, but like I was never nervous when I played. But I was fucking nervous. I was like, "Oh fuck, man!" Like, it's such a helpless feeling. It's a helpless feeling.
Yeah, well said.
When you're on the outside looking in, you're like, "Fuck, man!" Like,
Well, it's a gladiator pit. No disrespect to the other sports. You play baseball, you play football, you play basketball. You don't play fighting. It's a fight, and it's primal. And yeah, you're gonna get nervous, and you're gonna start jawing, and you hear someone else yelling for the other guy.
It's contagious.
Like, fuck you!
Yeah.
Like,
Oh!
no, you want my friend to die? I want your friend to die. Yeah, you start going a little. It's primal, man. If you've never been to a fight,
Real ooga booga.
especially when you know someone,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It becomes very like it's inside. It's inside all of us. This fighting thing.
You're 2 years out.
Right.
Now, this is like you're no rookie, man. This is what was this? Your 11th UFC fight?
12th
12th fight in the UFC, dude.
fight, yeah.
And now but it's your first fight in 2 years.
And first fight in 4 years without a broken back.
First fight in 4 years without a broken back.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind? Walk us through everything. You're coming out. You hear your
Man,
music.
well, coming out, and this is something I thought about doing, and Dorian reminded me in the back. He's like, "Yo, like take it in. Like take it in. When we get in the cage, we're gonna be locked in. But take it in." And you see, I walked slow to that
Yeah.
cage. I looked all around this place. I breathed it in. I saw everybody. I felt all the love. I felt
thought you were doing that.
I was, man.
Yeah.
I was taking it in. I was absorbing. It was beautiful. It was so cool. Seeing all the screaming, like it brought a smile to my face genuinely. You see me like walking out and like just smiling, like it made me happy. It was I felt the love, and I felt the love. I felt the camaraderie of us. You know what I mean? Like it's just me in there, but we're all in there. Everybody who has a part of my life, or everybody who's a Jersey kid like me, we're all in there. You know what I mean? And I love that. Like when I would watch Jim or Frankie, I'd feel that too. And I hope they get to feel that when I go in there too. And that's why, when I go in there, I'm ready to fight to the death, ready to kill or die, in that moment. I'm ready.
How much do you notice? How much don't like? Are you cognizant of the fact that's like, oh, Chaz Palminteri's right there. Oh shit, Joe Rogan's right there. Like,
Yeah. I went up and I saw Mark Coleman and Chuck Zito walked off the ramp to go
clean, boy.
to go
Chuck
dap
was
them up.
clean,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah. I saw Joey Coco Diaz after. Obviously you see where Rogan and DC and Anik are sitting there doing
Dude,
the
our girl
commentary when you get
Candace
in
was
there.
I don't know if you saw.
I didn't see Candace. I missed. There's a couple people I even missed. You know what I
Candace
mean?
and
There's just
Eric
so much.
Flew into the wrong airport. They flew into Philly and then drove all the way from Philly to Newark, and they made it. They made it on time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a
Chaz
close
was
one.
in traffic. Dante was texting me. Was like, "Is there any way we could delay this?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll just go talk to Dana."
Yeah.
And,
Well, I think they got to talk to Dana, Dante, and Chaz, and they even when they announced Chaz, they were like, "Chaz Palminteri's been here since the second prelim." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Like that. Like that's
a
cool. Like
cool
you got a
thing.
big star like Chaz.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys just come for the main event
Yep.
or the main card. You know what I mean? But
Chaz is a
came
fighter.
in-
Chaz loves fighting. He knows a lot about fighting. Man.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
love.
he's a
We
knowledgeable
really
dude.
should do a podcast with Chaz just talking fighting.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
think he would like that a lot.
Him and Dante, we'll have to get on
Dante,
sometime when we're back.
You see, Dante got himself in good shape, bro.
Yeah.
Dante's thick.
He's a tough kid, man. I
Yeah,
love
man.
Dante.
Yeah, he is. He is
Yeah,
a
good
tough kid.
people.
So you're in there, man.
Well, here, let me. So I wanna talk about. You say I'm in there, and part of my strategy was to maintain distance and to be patient early, right? And I think that I know I lost the first round.
Mhm.
Everybody who has been hitting me up, and trust me, I appreciate it, I love it. Everybody who's in there telling me it was a robbery. I don't agree with that. I don't think it was a robbery. I can totally see how they thought I won the fight. When I was in it, I knew it was damn close, and I wasn't sure that I had done enough.
It was close.
After watching it, I think I won round 2 and 3.
I think so too. I think you did enough in round
And that's
2.
that seems to be the
You
consensus.
definitely won round 3 to me. I think you did enough in round 2 also. But also look, the scoring was weird all night. I mean, you saw with the
It was,
Strickland
right?
Costa fight. You
Yeah,
saw,
someone gave it a
like,
Costa.
Yeah.
I remember the first fight of the night. Mitch Raposo was a tough kid coming out of Boston.
I see. Now I don't know shit about. I thought he won that fight.
Shut up.
I thought he won that fight. But I came in.
All right, then you're
I came
to
halfway
the
into
Brazilian
fight, though.
kickboxer.
I came in halfway.
Oh
in,
yeah. No, he lost the fight probably every round. But one of the guys gave him a 29-28.
Yeah.
And I remember in the back being like, well, if they gave the East Coast kid one, I was like, maybe if things get a little shabby, I'll get one thrown my way. Didn't go that way. I went to the other East Coast kid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I intentionally started. I wanted to be patient. I was probably a little too patient, and I gave up round 1. Went to the corner. They told me that right away. My corner knew. You know what I mean? And so did I. I knew. I was like, yeah, because I didn't get off much the first round.
Were you looking for something in particular that wasn't there? Or?
Yeah, I was expecting him to grapple. I was expecting him to grapple. I was looking to maintain distance, and that's why I was probably backing up a little too much because I was looking to take to pull rather than push. I was looking to light push and then pull and corral him as he comes in, and I thought I'd be able to choke him out that way.
See, from the outside looking in, I was wondering if you thought his cardio would be an issue, and you were maybe rope it open a little bit, seeing if he can gas out a little early.
That's another part of that was another reason why I walked a little extra slow to the cage.
Get him all hyped up. Let
Yeah.
that heart pump.
Oh, I knew he's a strong, muscle bound guy, and I knew I've watched his old fights, not just his fight with Jack Della Maddalena, which I even told Basel he won that fight. He won the first 2 rounds, lost the third of that fight, and they gave him a shitty decision. Then he lost a crappy decision. So I guess I don't know what the fuck I did, but I guess karma gave him. Nah, but yeah, I did want to take my time. I thought I needed to probably touch him a little bit more, and maybe it's ring rust. At least that's what a few people around me thought. I never even really considered that, to be honest, going in there. But maybe that was a part of why I started a little bit slow and was maybe a little too patient. I didn't want to be impatient. That was something I thought about. But I realized I let the first round get away from me. So, that I don't argue, and I think everybody in there would agree that I lost that first round.
I don't think that's the worst thing though, Mick, because after 2 years off, you've been training your ass off. I think it was apparent for everyone to see. It's all anybody's really talking about is how improved your striking was. And it's like, man, like there's no reason to come back in and just go fucking.
Well, no, I never should
blow
have
your
done that.
load
But
in like
I
a
appreciate
minute,
that. But I'm going to tell you again, I was really hoping I'd get to show my best self in there, my true self, which people around me, my OG Billy D hit me up that day. The world is still not seeing the real Mickey Gall. And now, unfortunately, I still got that. I still know that hasn't been shown. I can't even be mad at the loss because I didn't do near what I know I'm capable of doing. I didn't do what I should have done. I wasn't finding my spots properly with the jab or the right hand. Late the right hand got going and I cracked him. I knocked him down once. I wobbled him a few times. But I know.
Kid. I thought you had him there in the second. I thought that was it. Tough kid though.
Yeah, tough kid, man. Respect to Basso. But yeah, no, I didn't. That's the thing is why I can't really be mad at it because I know I still didn't. I didn't get it done perfectly, and I'm gonna try and get a quick turnaround so I can now carry the momentum of being in there. Being familiar with all this shit. Every time after a fight, you're like, every single time I've lost, I wanted to fight the guy in the parking lot after the fight.
Yeah.
Or I'm telling you, as I'm walking to the back, I'm like, man, I hope they don't give me a suspension so I can fight in July.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's, and then when they gave me just a 30-day suspension, just you know what I mean, normal. And I was like, boom, we're in there in July.
Let's
and my
do
corner's
it.
like, man, why don't you wait till like August, September? So I guess that's the plan now. We're gonna go, August, September.
Nice.
But yeah, I think I get like I said, I think I gave away the first round being a little too patient. But man, if I I'm telling you guys, I appreciate all the love so much. You're gonna get to see the real me. You're gonna get to see the real me one of these days. I'm gonna put it all the way out there, and then we're gonna get freaking running. Next fight, it's got to be the one.
The UFC audience is a very fickle audience. It's a very strange audience. They're a very passionate audience. They're very, very knowledgeable audience. But it seems like, man, some of these guys that want to hate on you for some of the wins you've had, they love you for this loss. It's nuts. It's wild.
It is a weird thing. I've gotten nothing but love from this fight.
You put it all out there. Absolute fucking dog, man.
Yeah.
That the way you came out in the second, the way you came out in the third, the punishment that you took, the way you kept moving forward, it was almost like fucking Rocky. It was like live. It was insane.
Seb, I didn't go down.
No, you never went down. You never knocked me down, right?
Never knocked me down, Ray.
You never knocked me down, right? I know that you knew that he was gonna shoot, and I know that your grappling is literally world class. What were you thinking about when he shot in the third there?
Well, I think in the second he went for one. I remember I felt like I was in the proper position for a guillotine. We went near the fence, and actually no, that was the third. I slipped right off that thing. Sweaty head, sweaty back. Late in the fight, I slid right off that thing. I was like, damn. And then I remember I tried for it another time, and that same thing happened. It was that. The way when he shot on Jack, though, and I think it was because he shot a little more desperately in those fights, it looked easy to grab that neck. I'll tell you, I got a good guillotine. It was not easy to corral that neck. I think he made some good improvements, which hats off to him. That's what I mean? And that's something you always got to think about when you're watching fights is you got to assume they're going to have a new trick. You got to assume they're going to be better. His last fight was about a year ago or so. So he had he added some new things and made some improvements. So and then as far as my grappling goes, my game plan was to not look for a takedown till late in the second, third round, because I wanted to look for. I thought he would initiate the grappling, and I would counter that, or I would wait for him to get a little more tired. And then in the second, I shot a takedown. I completed it, but he popped right back up to his feet. Kudos to him. It was good. He had good positioning. Mine wasn't good enough. And the same thing on the second takedown I had. He was able to pop right back up. I realized in the second round that he wasn't looking to go to the ground with me, because I threw a kick. He kind of caught it. I lost my balance, and I fell back. And I quickly got up, but I realized he didn't follow. I was expecting him to bum rush me, try and get on top, and that's when I realized I was like, all right, now I can open up a little more, because he's not looking to go to the ground with me.
Yeah, he was looking to strike for sure.
Yeah. Which I found out around somewhere in the second round, and I was like, all right, now I can open up a little bit. And that's when I really started cracking him and wobbling him.
Did you feel it felt like he gassed out a little bit there in the third? It felt like you tired him out. How did you feel in that moment? Do you feel like?
Yeah, I felt good. I felt like we could have gone a couple more rounds.
Yeah?
I could have went 2 more rounds, bro. I told you about what I was doing with Mike Barwis. The sessions I did were the hardest conditioning sessions I did in my life. I literally said not the Thursday before the fight, but the Thursday previous, I said I'm going to die. we would do these insane hard circuits where I'd be doing all these like strength things. What we do a leg day or an upper body day, and I'd be doing squats. I'd be doing single leg lunges. I'd be pushing the sled, doing all this stuff, and then first plyometrics, just all this shit. I'm not gonna give away the whole recipe, but it was over 5 minutes, and then you get on the exercise bike and you pedal and you're wearing a heart rate monitor, and you only get off when you hit a certain heart rate, and that's like basically to your max heart rate. Brutal. I would get up off the bike and I would be like I'd have baby legs. My legs would be like collapsing under me. It was brutal, bro. It was brutal, and I would get after like I did it once or twice. I would be so nervous before it, more nervous than I was for the fight or for a fight, because I just know
you don't need to tell me how scary cardio is.
Yeah, bro, it was brutal, and it would give me anxiety before. After, I would be up as if I had fought. I'd be up like all night just from like the hormones and the adrenaline and all that stuff, having to go to death's door. Like I would do that, and I did that.
Your nervous system.
Yeah, and we were smart about it too, where I would take the appropriate rest, especially towards the end when I would do days where I'd do sparring that morning, which is hard. And shout out to Tyler Ray, gave me a lot of great work all camp. Great fighter. Check out Tyler Ray.
You've gone the distance a couple times before. Did you feel different in this one?
This was my best cardio by far, and I'm going to be doing these Mike Barwis bike circuits for the rest of my career, because it's a difference maker. And look, it sucks. It sucks. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm almost getting a little anxiety just saying that out loud. But I watched what I felt what it did to me. It brought me big confidence, and it's gonna translate to a lot more success in my fights. After you fight, either you win or you learn, and I learned. And if you're smart, even when you win, you learn. But I learned a lot just by the time we were in the back room after the fight, going to get checked out by the doctor. I already learned a lot. I knew things I was gonna put into play, and so like I said, I'm already excited for my next camp, even though it's gonna suck and it's gonna be painful.
That's the life you
I'm
chose.
ready for it. Hey, I'm with it, brother.
So now you're back there. The fight's over. Take us into your mind now. Like the fight's over. In some ways, the hard part's over, but now you're sitting with the decision. You got your wife, you got your sister. They're looking.
I didn't get to see them. I saw Kim as I was walking out, and I gave her a hug, and I was sad because I felt like I let myself down. I felt like I let her and everyone down. She gave me a hug and told me how proud she was of me, and so that made me feel better. But I was disappointed when I walked out of that arena, because now ever since COVID, we used to get to sit in the green room and like they'd cater food and we'd watch all the fights. Now ever since COVID, they just started sending us home.
Oh shit!
Right. So
Ever since COVID, or ever since Connor threw the chairs.
That's a good question. I think my recollection was COVID, but they so we go back, and in that car like that, as I'm walking out, I was like I didn't do it. Like I didn't do what I came here for. I didn't do enough to win. I felt like I had lost.
Did you feel like you missed opportunities in the fight?
Maybe. That wasn't what was going through my mind so much. I mean, maybe, yeah. I needed to secure my takedowns.
Because from the outside looking in, it was like, dude, you fought your ass off, bro.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing to feel any bit of shame about.
I know, but when you lose half your money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get another blotch on that record. Shit, for me, that was my third in a row. I thought 2 in a row was a wild thing, and that's something hard as a fighter to deal with. I remember when I took my first loss, I was 4-0, and I took my first loss, and I was fucked up for like a month over that. And because as a fighter, and anyone, when that's your job, it's like, especially as an undefeated fighter, you take pride in that, and you're like, yeah, I'm undefeated. You know what I mean? No one defeated me. And then you get defeated, and you're like, whoa, am I a loser? I thought I was this winner. You know what I mean? And it fucks with you. And I unfortunately, I've been through it enough where I don't, have that same issue.
Sure. That's
But
the
it-
shitty
but
thing
it's-
about your sport, though, man. Like, you can lose 3 weeks in a row in football and then go on a 6-week heater, make the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Baseball, you can take an 0 for 20 and then go on a heater. You don't need to sit with it for months and months and months. It's a shitty thing.
Yeah.
I actually think it's one of the worst things about your sport because we love a comeback. Like, we love a comeback. Sports fans want to see the comeback. They want to see the team get hot. They want to see that heater. And in your sport, it kind of doesn't happen that way, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, you see your favorite guy twice a year maybe, and if he loses 2 fights, it's like, we'll see when he fights it. Like,
Yeah.
I think MMA's got to do something about, my feeling about the differences I'd like to see in the entertainment aspect of it. But, you want to see your fighters fight, and this is like, who gives a shit? Like, the overall record, imagine if like there was no playoffs in football. Like, and it was like, the Washington Redskins can't make the playoffs this year because they're 30-69 over the last 6 years. It's like, no, this is a new year with new guys.
new year, right?
Starts 0-0. Like,
Yeah.
and I think as a fighter, you gotta kind of have that mentality. Like, you haven't lost 3 in a row. You're 0-0 in your next fight. And I know Henry Hoof talked about it on our show, and I thought it was really brilliant how the difference in the Eastern cultures is they don't ask about your wins and losses. They ask how many fights you've had.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this guy's made that walk 14, 15 times. He's a veteran fighter. He's a tough fighter. He knows what he's doing. And this is something, before I really got to know you in the fighting game, I never really had that perspective. It's the same thing. You sit here like as a bettor going, this guy's lost 2 in a row. This guy fucking. But now you're like, shit, he's 1 win away from being 2 in a row.
Right.
And then he's 3 win. You win 3 wins in a row, you're in the fucking conversation in this sport.
Yeah, and I believe I'll get there. But to go back to where I was with like walking out of the arena, was I was like down. It was a quiet car ride home. Dorian and Gerald were there with me, and they were they were great. But I was down, and I got up to the room, and I was like, and I watched the fight, and when I watched it, I felt better. I felt better after watching it, and then go to, when I opened my phone the next day or whatever that was, and I got to see all the comments and stuff, obviously you can only take the outside so much. If you're gonna take the outside as them saying you're the man, you gotta also take it just as much as them saying you're a piece of shit. But I could be happy that everybody said they enjoyed the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And after watching it, I can see why. And, everyone telling me that, like, surprised, like, even like you said, my dad said, he was like, you won that fight. And a lot of people have been telling me that. And, that's cool. I can see how it could, how
It wasn't
how they could.
30-27. I have no idea.
Yeah,
two
that was
judges had
wild.
30-27.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And it was fight of the night. Fight of the night. I don't know what you and Basel did to Dana. I don't know what happened to who, but that was fight of the night,
look,
dude.
I think, why,
from
dude?
somebody that was there watching, it was fight of the night. It wasn't even
Well,
close.
you're biased because you're my boy.
But it wasn't even close though. From an entertainment perspective, it wasn't even close.
Well, I think it's tough when you're in the prelims. I think it's tough when you're in prelims. I think that's kind of the thing. It's easy to either kind of forget, or all these fights pass. They gave it to the main event, which I mean, it's kind of lame. When Makhachev took home 2 things. Yeah, him and Poirier. All respect to him, but it's like, I'm sure Basel probably made $20,000. He could have used that $50,000 way more than Makhachev or Poirier. You know what I mean? And shit, me too.
Yeah,
But it is what it is. I think I still haven't gotten I've had like 6 rear naked chokes, and I still haven't gotten a bonus.
Really?
They don't really reward the
they don't want you guys grappling.
Yeah.
They really don't want you guys grappling.
Even that's why I drop them and then I'll choke them. No, I gotta pound people unconscious.
Give me something,
I choke them unconscious, but they tap too quick.
Yeah, well, that's their fault. That's really what it comes down. What'd you think of? Did you watch any of the other fights? You see Kevin Holland?
I did.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw a bunch of fights.
I forget who he was fighting, but what could that guy have possibly been arguing about? We all saw the arm break.
Hey man, he didn't tap. I get it. He's like, hey bro, I let my arm break. Can I at least keep fucking going? If I tapped, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes if you let the arm break, you could slip it out either. The arm becomes a little more bendy.
Yeah.
Or what do you call that? Like a little, it could come out a little easier.
Slithery.
Yeah.
It's
A little
like
more
Gumby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. Now you're what's it called when you can bend
Pliable.
both ways? No.
Ambidextrous? Double jointed?
Double jointed. Now
Yeah.
he's done. Now he's unconsensually, non-consensually.
Triple jointed now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then Holland jumps over the top, goes and sees old DJ T over there.
Yeah, so did Strickland, and I love Sean Strickland. He's become one of my favorite fighters. He's a friend too. He's a really good guy. But, you know what I mean? I love how he's been able to put his personality out there, and like that he's been comfortable putting that side of his personality out there. But he's a good dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People don't see that. You just see more of the brash side. But
It's become such a platform, man. Because of what Dana did during COVID and how he let his guys talk during the woke thing, and it's become the place where like free speech, freedom loving Americans. This is the home. This is where everybody goes, and everybody was chanting USA. I mean, being there, and again, you see people from all walks of life. You see all different colors, all different religions, all different creeds. Everybody's chanting USA. It was fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It's really cool, man, to feel that energy, and it almost like it gives you hope. You feel hopeful. You know, you feel hopeful. You're like, man, this is, and it's like the last little bastion of masculinity left in America. The men are fighting out there. There's hot chicks walking around. People like, what flag waving. It's like, man, like you can, you can.
It's like a place where it's a place where men can be men.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a cool thing.
You got Alina Perez dancing around over there, like. Congratulations on the win, Alina. We're all very happy for you.
You're a big fan, huh?
I wasn't.
You are now?
From 8 rows back, I'm a big fan. What'd you think of the fights themselves? Like, is the ring always the same? Is it like, because it didn't seem like that arena was like made for that. You know what I'm saying? Some of the seating of it was a little bit off.
It wasn't. That's probably made for hockey.
Yeah.
But I didn't think I think they do a great job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all I really know though. I mean, only the Apex was made for that. Did it seem like what I don't understand your complaint.
Well, I'm not complaining at all. Like, it's like the way things are seated, if you're off in the like corners and stuff, it becomes very difficult to see. And everybody then starts coming down, and like it was actually better to go up to the suite for us and watch. If you're trying to actually watch the fight, because everybody starts like swarming and gets up against where the fighters are coming out and where everybody's coming out, and you can't see shit. And you're trying to stand on the chairs, and there's guys standing on the chairs.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think there is almost like a perfect, like if you're front row ringside, it's great because you're right there. If you're like, if you're back ringside, it can be tougher. There's almost like a sweet spot where you're like a little just above the cage, might be like that sweet spot where you can see down into it. Otherwise, you're watching up on the projector all night.
I didn't realize how high up the cage is. The cage is pretty high up.
Yeah, and it's it's black material, so it's kind of like it does can block a little bit, or if you get a pylon or one of those like octagon covers in your way. Yeah. It can be a little weird watching like
20 feet away from the cage, and I ended up watching through the jumbotron.
That happens a lot. That's why it's sometimes the best seat in the house is on your couch, or I mean you watching on the TV is watching what most of the people are watching up top anyway.
No doubt about it. How do you feel with the energy when you're walking out? You're feeling it. You're waiting for your song to come out.
That's a part where you're like, you're like getting yourself like you go walk from the, all right, it's go time. And I knew my walk time was supposed to be 7:30. It ended up going actually. Usually you're like and then the fight before yours, it's a very stressful thing when everyone's like, oh, and you're like, is the fight over? Am I gonna walk now? Like there's always that kind of like that's like because that can happen.
Yeah.
But since I was the early prelim headliner, I knew I was walking at 7:30, but it ended up being a little later. So you know what I mean. So I wasn't gonna get rushed, which can happen and has happened to every fighter before. Where like, all right, if each fight went first round knockout, they would have killed time until 7:30 for me. But normally, if like that happens, the show keeps moving. You know what I mean? Maybe they give you 10 minutes and then go, but you're still walking out 20 minutes before you're supposed to. So it's not a perfect science. But yeah, it's you feel the nerves back there, bro. You'd be crazy not to. You know what I mean? You feel everything.
What time do you get to the stadium? What time do you get there?
I think we left at 4:45.
4:45.
And then we drove from, we're staying at the Fighter Hotels in Jersey City. To go there for the weigh-ins, it took us about like 45 minutes to get to Newark. And then we're in Newark. So it took about like 30 minutes to get to Newark. So you're sitting on that bus, and that's not so fun. It's nice when you get to the spot and you're walking in there, and then then you're killing a little time. You might need to go do a drug test. You might need to then you got to get your hands wrapped. You got to do a pre-fight medical and all that. When you're sitting still, that's all kind of stressful. But then once you get warming up, you start feeling good.
Yeah.
But yeah, then the walkout, that's where it's like, all right, shit's real now,
Game
bruh.
time, baby.
Yeah, so, then walked out, you see the guy in front of you walking out, they keep you back a little bit, but you can see him. Then you're up, and it's your time. They're telling you to move forward, move here, move there. Then you go to the cage, and like I said, man, I felt the love. It was really cool coming out. Man, that's his hometown guest for me. Fighting in Newark, that's, 15 minutes from the house I grew up in.
Yeah.
And that's my stomping ground.
Unless they build an arena in Glenridge.
Glenridge? I don't think that's even closer than Newark.
No?
Nah, not that I know of. But yeah, I don't think they're building an arena in Plainfield, New Jersey.
No,
I don't think
so.
That's going to be happening. Yeah.
Woodland Park. Yeah. With me.
Well, tell me a little bit about your experience at the fight. So because you got to, you've been to fights before, but you've never seen someone who's as close as you are with me.
I've never given a shit, really.
Yeah.
It's a whole, like, I don't know how, it's so funny. I was talking to my buddy Danny. My buddy Danny played in the Reds organization, great guy. And he's got kids, and I was talking to him about it. I was like, I don't know how you do this with kids, bro. This is my buddy. And I'm like,
His kids are fighting?
No, his kids, like, play sports and stuff. And we were talking.
Okay.
I was like, he's like, dude, you have no idea. I sit there biting my nails. My daughter does, 8-year-old soccer, and I'm sitting here like, like, ref, come on, it's 3 minutes extra time. What are we doing here? So like, yeah, it's a helpless feeling. When you've been a competitor, it's like, you can compete and you're in it. When you can't do anything, you're just sitting here like hoping.
Well, it's helpless. It's a helpless feeling, and you said that before, and that's something I wanted to actually talk about. And this might be a little inside baseball, a little niche, but like when you corner someone, the whole week is like kind of chill. Like it's like you're not as if I'm fighting, I'm feeling the nerves each day. I'm thinking about it, going to sleep each night, blah blah blah. When you're there corner, you're hanging out, you're helping your guy out, you're doing this, whatever. We're doing workouts and you're eating, whatever. But then when you're cornering, when it's time, like you're in the back or it's time to walk, it's very sudden, feeling like, oh, fuck, I can't help him. It's a very helpless feeling. And when you get out to the cage and they're locked in there and you're just sitting here on the outside, like it's a very, very helpless feeling. Like because you can't help them now. You can scream and say things, but I can't go in there and use my hands and help you out in a fight. So and I imagine it's got to be very similar. My poor family and friends that I do all this to, they all got to feel that way. You know what I mean?
It's funny. I sensed that with Dorian when we were downstairs in the lobby, and he was just like stewing a little bit, and I was like, yo, let's go take a walk, let me show you my things, man. And I'm taking him around Jersey City, showing him my own stomping grounds, getting him a proper Jersey slice, and you could just like
shout out to Dorian, because he came back a little hungover from hanging out with old Big G. And you know what? I texted you. You didn't answer. You said you'd be just getting home about then.
Yeah.
I got Dorian up about 4 a.m.
Yeah.
He barely slept, came in and cut all the weight with me.
Yeah.
And it was a great weight cut. Shout out to Muscle Mark. It was a fantastic weight cut. I didn't need to go in a sauna or go in a bath. I put the sauna suit on. I hit pads with Dorian.
Yeah.
I'd lay down, and Jamie and Kim would kind of like rub my back and my legs. I'd get up. I'd hit again, just get more of a sweat. Easy. I was the first one on the scale.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking G. How great is Dorian?
Dorian's great.
I love Dorian. He's
I took it easy on old Dorian. I know he had to work, but
it did not affect his performance whatsoever. He's fantastic. He's gonna be back down, come down to visit us before down in Florida sometime in July. So we'll get him on the podcast. I was thinking about trying to get one in before the fight, but it just didn't line up right. But we got to get him on the pod. He's got some good stories. People will
He
enjoy
lived through
him.
a coup in Thailand.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, and he lived through Baltimore.
Yeah. Imagine surviving Baltimore, going to Thailand, and then having to live
Be
through
like, this is
"Come on,
crazy.
What the wire's going on over here? Yeah. But yeah, man, you can feel it. You can feel that there's like, especially a guy
He
like Dorian
cares.
had
That's
so
why,
many,
because he cares.
he had so many fights too, and it's like, man,
He's had over 80 fights.
there's only so much, but he the way he was just like, nah, Mickey's ready, man. Mickey's so ready. Mickey's ready. But he believed it, but I feel like he was also trying to like, he wasn't really present with me. He was thinking the whole time about like, did we go over this? Did we go over this? Like,
He's a great coach and he cares.
Yeah.
And that's a gift and a curse. It's a gift for me as a fighter. It's gonna be a curse on him because when you care, it's like anything. When you care, that's being vulnerable. And that's, you know what I mean? Like he loves me and I love him. So that's, you know what I mean? That's that type of relationship. That's a blood of the covenant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we shed blood together.
Literally,
going to war,
you bled like a fucking.
Going to war together. Yeah.
That's fucked up for white boys, man. You guys show it.
Yeah, I wear I got like some I got some easy. My skin bleeds. A gust of wind could cut me open sometimes.
Do you think that affects you in scoring?
Probably.
Do you think it looked like you were taking worse damage than you were? That's the 30-27s because you're wearing it. As opposed
No,
to
I thought we put that up to incompetence. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not. I think.
Well, Dana did after the fights. Dana did say one of those guys is never got to judge again. He said that's a joke.
Yeah.
One of those guys is
Dana reached out to me. Said he said that I looked incredible. It was a great fight. So that was nice to hear.
Looked
from the
incredible,
boss.
like fight of the night, good or.
And the decision was already rendered, so I didn't push my luck.
You look pretty good, kid. You look
Yeah,
pretty.
you look pretty incredible. Yeah.
I've talked to you about this, like, and I'm fucked up. I think anybody listening to this knows this by now. I literally look in the mirror until I see Gerard Heron disappear.
You talking about pre-comedy show?
And then fucking Gerard Michaels appears, and I can see him. And I know I'm ready, right? When you're getting ready, is there a different part of you? Is there a different? Do you feel like it's you? Do you feel like it's a character? Do you feel how is it different? You walking out to get into that cage than you sitting here right now. What's different?
I guess that's a good question. It's within me all the time. I just gotta allow that killer to come out. You know what I mean? I don't consider myself like an athlete so much. Like I'm an athlete, but I don't. You know what I mean? I'm a great athlete, but I'm a killer. I get to tap into that side of me. I'm in the back. I'm like you ready to kill and die? And I answer that question yes. I know I'm ready to fight. You know, and that's something I think. If you look at any of my fights. I'm ready, always ready to go like to the death. I think 15 minutes is almost short. I would like I know it's everyone thinks you talk about you sounding crazy. You sound a little fucked up. Maybe I sound a little fucked up. I'd like to fight for a fucking hour straight. I'd like to fight for 30 minutes. Yeah, I don't think there's really a winner until someone is rendered incapacitated.
You would have loved
one of
those 125 round fights back in the day.
Yeah, we should go. And I know it's not realistic, but
it's not conducive to television.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Me and Matt Brown have discussed it 'cause we're from the same ilk where we both would prefer that type of fight.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll come up with something one of these days. But yeah, I think like it should go till someone quits. You know what I mean? So someone says they don't want it anymore.
How would MMA be different if you did the boxing 12 3-minute rounds?
See, that's kind of the opposite again, because that you can. I think it should be if I were to make a change, I would say make it 1 15-minute round.
So like Old Pride.
Yeah.
Old Pride.
Similar. That was 1 10-minute and then 2 5s.
It was 110, 2 5s.
2 5s.
Gotcha.
But I think you should. It should. Why are we splitting it up every time? If someone's on the back, make them get up. If someone's getting beat up, make them find a way out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes it more of a sport when we're doing these stops.
Okay.
I think it should just be go and fight. Why are we breaking it up and you get a minute rest? Why?
What
Just
if you
fight.
What if you did it almost like NCAA wrestling style, where round 1 is on your feet, and then round
No,
round 2,
that's stupid too, Gerard.
somebody's on. Yeah.
That is stupid,
Yeah,
my
why?
friend.
Why?
Because it's just let him fight. Just let him fight. Like what do we say when we watch sports? Let the boys play.
Let the boys
when
play.
the refs get involved.
Let the boys play.
Let the boys play.
Yeah.
Let them fight.
Yeah.
Let's go in there and fight. That's just my own. That's just me. That's just what's inside of me. However, for whatever reason, that's what maybe because I feel like it fits my skill set too, but it's just that's the truth to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the closest thing to the truth. We're throwing in variables when we're doing these other things. I think if we did one 20-minute round, that'd be a hell of a fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
You just fight, and you get any position you get started in. There's no save by the bells. You got to figure your way out of there.
Aren't they doing that? Isn't this like but grappling though? Polaris, right?
Yeah, they'll maybe do like submission onlys or a fifth, and that was my favorite type of jiu-jitsu to compete in.
Mm-hmm.
Go into some quick. I've had 45-minute jiu-jitsu matches. You know.
Yeah.
I like those. I think
play devil's advocate. Doesn't that say people will like start slowly, be very cautious
possible,
in the
but what if
beginning?
then the other guy has the option to go fast and try and run up on him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just I guess it's a little off subject, but that's something that I and we've talked about it before. That's just something that I like and I think's cool. I think something that's similar to like a fight is supposed to be a simulation of like a fight to the death, right? Like it's supposed to be we're out in the wild. There's one pile of food. It's either for your family or for my family. How are we gonna figure this out?
Yeah.
Right. If we're not gonna negotiate, we're past that, so we're gonna fight.
There's a life lesson in all this too, because the Rangers played Saturday night also, and
Man, I was bummed about that when I
Shit
heard.
the bed,
I heard.
boy.
I didn't find out till today.
yeah, they shit the bed. So this is the thing, right? Like, you hear cliches your whole life growing up, like it's not the destination, it's the journey, right? It's not in the deed getting done, it's in the doing, right? And you kind of like, win's a win and then a loss is a loss, but it's not, because we watched you win over a whole new generation of fans. What would be what they would call a Pyrrhic victory, right? And then you watch the Rangers, who were the best team in hockey for all year long. They swept the first round. They got past a nasty Carolina team in the second round, and then they just got fucking bullied by Florida. And Florida.
My damn fight messed it up. We were supposed to be able to go to some of those games in the box, huh?
Yeah, and with it's okay. It's just Wayne Gretzky's box, whatever.
I'm very selfish.
So but there's a point to this, I promise. Look at the respect the world has gained for the way you went about your business. And now you look at the Rangers, who had this incredible year and got bullied and had their will stolen at the end and probably quit in that last game, to be honest with you.
Really?
And now all the media, everybody's talking about break that team up.
That whole season goes.
Got to trade Panarin. Mika's a bum. 2 weeks ago, these guys were the Cup champions. Let's fit them for the rings.
Yeah.
These are legends. We're going to remember people in New York forever. Canyon of Heroes. 2 weeks later, they get bullied over the course of 5 games. It's like, buy out Trouba, trade Panarin, trade Mika. It's like, dude, this shit it's really, there's a lesson in that.
And what is that?
For all the young athletes and all the people, man, it's not really about the wins and losses in life. It's about how you handle your business. There's an integrity thing here. It's like, you know what? We're all human. Nobody's perfect. You take your wins with your wins. You take your losses with your losses. But how you go about your business and how you handle yourself in those moments of adversity, that's what really matters.
Right.
When you get backed up against the wall and you come out, you're like, man, I haven't fought in 2 years and I'm down 1 round. Who the fuck am I? How are we going to do this thing? And, and you come out banging. And he threw at you. He was throwing. He was trying. He was trying to knock you out, bro.
Yeah.
Like from the ring, it was like he was swinging.
Uh-huh.
You ate him and you returned, and all of a sudden now it started turning the tide. Now you're the aggressor, and the whole crowd could feel it coming. They're like, oh fuck, dude, this dude's fucking game. And after the second round, see, I thought you won the second round. I thought it was 1-1 going into the third, and I feel like that was the energy in the whole fucking building.
Me
It
too.
was 1-1 going into the third.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, we got to fight.
Yeah.
We got 5 minutes to a win here. Let's go, bud.
Yeah.
And it really didn't matter whether you won or lost because at the end of that second round, you had already won. You would come back and fucking, I'm getting a little choked up. Watching you go through what you went through. Watching the struggles. Watching the fucking work you put in. How you suffered. How you grew as a human being. To come out and put on that performance that you put on, I can't tell you how proud of you I am, man. Really.
Thank you, brother.
It was special. It was
Thank
special to watch. And I think you told everybody who you are in that. And I think you told yourself, too. You came out that first round. It's like, let's see. Is it ring rust? Is he nervous? It's been 2 years. What's going on? Is this guy tough? Like, then the second round you come out, and then halfway through the second round, it was like, fuck, man, let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
And then you fucking turned it around. And now you fucking got that second round. Or I thought so anyway.
Yeah.
And it was like, here we go. And then you came out and you fought your ass off in the fucking third. And it felt like if that fight went 35 more seconds longer, it was yours. And again, then you look at the Rangers, and those are tough guys. And I don't know those guys, and I'm just a fucking fan. But you hate the way they lost. You don't hate that they lost.
Right.
You hate that they, that another
They
man
shied away a little bit. Yeah.
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 It's cliche, but like go out on your shield.
Yeah.
Like
if you're
fucking
gonna get knocked down, it's all right. Just get your ass
and
back up. Make
fucking-
sure you fight to the fucking burger, to the finish.
And
to
you
the
guys
end,
had
to
that
the-
fucking Gaethje Holloway moment there at the end. What were you thinking
Yeah.
in the last fucking 6 seconds there?
That's just funny. So he took me down.
This is gonna be a great short clip. Let me try that again without the curse. What were you thinking in the last 6 seconds there as you had your Gaethje Max Holloway
I was
moment?
like, well, for one, I was like, well, we went this far. We've been, throwing bones into each other's head all night. I gave a quick bomb, and he read it. And we were, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were trying to, make the rock pop, and we did, and it was cool. Actually, it's funny.
Every time you
when
hit
I-
him, he was acting like he wasn't hurt. I felt like he was telling you that he was hurt because
Oh yeah. He was acting. Every time he waved me back on, I was like, "Got you." Yeah. Every time he waved on, I was like, "Got you."
Where'd the kiss blow come from? That was a fucking great moment.
I don't know. He was just. I knew the round was about to end, and he
Yeah.
was throwing kicks that weren't doing anything, trying to swag. So I was like, "That's
Why do you think he
cute."
didn't want to go?
I was
He
like,
didn't want
"That's
to grapple
cute."
with you.
Did you want to know about the kiss thing? Or
Yeah.
I said it like twice, but I don't think you heard it. I was giving just like a kind of like, that's cool, like that's cute, like that you're standing there giving the kicks, and just a little showmanship. And he gave a couple back. It was cool. I think people respect my jiu-jitsu. They know my my grappling skills. So yeah, I think that was why. But what was funny was when you were saying about like our little Gaethje Holloway moment. Which that's a Holloway moment. Holloway's done that multiple fights. There were Ricardo Lamas. He's done that obviously with Gaethje, where it was one of the craziest finishes ever. But it's like I think it's like, hey, let's finish this the right way, and let's give the people here what they deserve. They're rock, because I hear them rocking with us. I hear them screaming at every blow I land or he
crowd went
lands.
nuts.
Yeah, I hear them going nuts. So like, yo, let's make them pop one more time. We got a few seconds left. Let's go. But what's funny is when he took me down, right? Because I went to throw an elbow, and he changed levels, took me down. And as he's on top of me, I go, man, you gonna ruin fight of the night like this? I go, man, you just cost us fight of the night. What are you doing? So, and to his credit, I made a little space, and he stood back up, and he could have stayed and kept throwing those kicks, and I couldn't have got up because he could have, like, if he stood over me, he could have won it that way. But to his credit, he let me get up, and I pointed to the ground like, let's go, and we got to throw those last little blows. So yeah, and then after he was like, bro, he's like, sorry, I was trying to secure the win. I was like, bro, come on, that was gamesmanship. Like I was trying to, you just did what I wanted you to do. Like don't think it. Like he apologized to me for shooting the takedowns. Like, he's a good kid.
You're the first guy to ever negotiate an escape from the bottom. You connived your way up.
Yeah. I was like, man, you gonna blow fight of the night like
That's
this?
Sicilian jiu-jitsu.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu. That's hilarious.
That's nuts.
That's where you make them an offer they can't
Hey,
refuse.
oh, what are you doing here? You're making us look bad. Get up off me. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
come on.
Come on. It was June 1st. It was Pride Month.
Yeah.
So you talked about before, you can't play fighting and all these other sports. There's no other sport where you can do that. That's like rock and roll, man. That's like a crescendo. That's like when they're playing the notes and the place is going nuts and they're finishing it. And it's Frank Sinatra, My Way.
You know what's funny is you've been playing. I was playing that song during my weight cut, and I've been playing that song part of my fight camp.
Yeah.
And you played that song in a post you made.
I saw it
for
I
me,
saw it
and then
the place went deaf to me, and I saw it. I saw you in there, and fucking when you were walking out of there, and the whole song just was like, I was like, that's Frankie baby right there.
Yeah.
Man.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
Channel a little Sinatra in Jersey, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me proud.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
You took the blows, man.
Yeah.
That's one of the. I think that might be the most perfect written song.
It's fantastic.
If you're a man that's ever tried to do anything, if you ever had any sort of ambition to do something that's really very, very difficult in some high pressure environments, that song's got to speak to your soul.
Yeah, especially that last like verse of it. You know what I mean? Like he's talking about basically like speaking your truth, not saying shit from your knees.
Yeah.
You know, songs. I get why you like that song too. Yeah.
Who says what he truly feels, and not the words
Of one who kneels.
of one who kneels.
Yeah.
What is a man? What has he got? If not himself,
then
he has not. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So and then you talked about, I had comedy. I'm supposed to do comedy on Sunday after that.
Yeah, bro. I
And
wanted
I'm
to go.
so-
I've been getting some proper recovery because, like I said, I'm coming back. God willing, Dana White and Sean Shelby willing in August or September. So I've been going to Below Body Bar, which is a fantastic like recovery spot. Next time you're in Jersey, you gotta check it out.
Yeah.
I actually want to have the owner Frank on the podcast. Really good like business mind, and they do all this stuff where it's like hyperbaric chamber, infrared sauna, red light, the coldest cryotherapy thing I've ever been in. Like I felt my body like recovering. So I did all this stuff, but I was in there till like 8 o'clock. So I wanted to go down and I want to stop by my dad, see my little sisters, and then me and Kimmy go down to your show. But I didn't get out there till 8, and I know the show started at 7. I didn't think it would be so many hours.
Yeah, it's all good.
But I heard you fucking crushed it.
It was cool, man.
Oh, everyone said you were fucking electric, bro.
It was cool, man.
Back at the Stress Factory where we did our live show. Shout out Vinny
Shout
Brand.
out Vinny Brand. Vinny was great. Everybody was asking about you, man, and everybody was just so impressed with the performance you put on too. It was really
Cool.
It was great. It would have been great to have you there just so you can get your flowers
man.
from the people. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody was really, really impressed.
Bro,
with your
I'm
performance.
excited. I've had to miss your comedy shows at the Sad Man. Bro, I had to be very disciplined and like go to sleep early. And I'm excited to go to a couple of your comedy shows this month.
I think I ticked off. I'm a big fan of his. I think I ticked off Marlon Wayans by
What do you mean?
stealing his shine a little bit, doing a show on the same night he did a show.
Wait, I heard you gave him about 30 seats.
I
I heard people bought tickets for your show and went into the Marlon Wayans show.
Only the smart ones.
I don't know about that. Nah, I don't know about that.
Only the
I've heard
smart
you
ones.
talk your shit, and I'm a Marlon Wayans fan. But was he cool?
Oh, he was cool. He was all right. He was cool. He was great. He was Marlon Wayans, man. He's fine. The cool
I was
thing.
say because if he was fucking with you, then he's done.
No, Marlon.
Then he's done.
He's a legend. I'm such a.
But why you say he
I
felt
do,
you stole his shine?
I do. I do sketch comedy, man. So I'm such a huge fan of the whole Wayans family. What they meant to comedy and in living color. I like as much as everybody talks about Saturday Night Live. My dad, believe it or not, my family was in a living color family. We liked in living color.
Nah,
That's
living
what
color
was
is great.
beyond.
That's way better. I like that a lot.
They had such funny sketches, but then they also had the Puerto Ricans dancing in the background.
J-Lo was one of those
J-Lo,
dancers.
that's right.
Yeah.
Jenny from the block.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx, one of the most talented dudes. Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that was in the later years. Yeah.
All right, so those are the ones that I saw. But I think even
Sean
when
Wayans,
I watched it,
Tommy Davidson.
yeah, when I watched it, it was still
Damon
replays.
Wayans, yeah.
But yeah, Damon Wayans. I don't think I saw the first version. Then
Oh, they have this thing called Men on Film, and it hated it.
Oh, so they act gay. Yeah, I seen those clips. I seen those. It's funny.
Dude. Ooh, there's a Arnold Schwarzenegger film. Now you can't understand a word he says, but who cares when you got muscles like that? 2 stars and 2 up, dude. And at the time, like that was crazy stuff. Like, but I'll say this, man, and you know, this is all about you and your shine. But I will.
Nah, man,
I do
come on.
want to thank the people that came out. I got started at the Stress Factory, and
I would say, I mean, that's the. At least for me, cause I went to Rutgers, and that's when I got into comedy. Like, I became a fan of it watching it. I've probably seen 50 shows at the Stress Factory. I love it. I don't know if you'd consider that your home club, but that's and I'm not a performer, but that's my, like, home club. Like, that's when Bert comes to town or when Shane Gillis comes down, they would hit me up, Big J. They'd hit me up because they know I'll show up at Stress Factory, especially, you know, when I was living in Jersey. When I'm in Jersey, and, you know, one of the guys come, like, that's where I want to be. It's a great club.
It's a top 5 club in the country. The way they run it is just so good. And the room, the energy, it's got comedy people. Some of these clubs, people just don't go to see comedy. They go to see, like, a special act. People go to the Stress Factory. They don't care who's up. They know it's a Thursday night. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Stress Factory. There's going to be somebody good. And so the people are there. They're a comedy crowd. They're great. And the first time I did comedy that my mom saw me, she did not like it.
Nah?
No.
Why, you had a potty mouth?
I think maybe it was crass. But I sucked. I sucked.
Right,
I still
you're
suck.
just trying to figure it
so,
out.
yeah. But,
you don't suck, bro. I seen
but
you
the,
crack me up,
But
dog.
you know, so the promoter goes up to her afterwards and, you know, and Kim, this is going to be you in 30
anyone who's
years.
seen you do comedy can't say you fucking suck, bro. Especially when you get going and busting chops around the room, you're one of the best at that. And that's something I really love. Like, I like Big J.
Yeah.
That's his style. Like, I love that when they can just like eviscerate the room, and that when you get going like that, bro. Holy shit, that's hilarious.
You know, it's something that
I don't like that chromosome joke you make about me. I don't like that chromosome joke very much.
Well,
but
now you've got a new toughest fight in your life for sure. You know, like, up until Saturday, the toughest fight of your life was fighting off that last chromosome. But now I think you got a new #1 spot. But yeah, man. Dude, it sucks when you're a comedian, and it's kind of like this with a fighter. From what I've learned from you guys, it's like, you know, when you're young and you're green and you're just trying to find your way, that's when these kind of promoters, they sense that you're a mark, and they make you do like 10-person, 15-person bringers. So you're asking everybody who you know, love, and respect to come watch you, and you suck.
Right. So they watch you do bad.
Yeah.
And they're like, ugh.
Yeah. And then
but they're just trying to make the money off you.
Correct.
And regional MMA is kind of similar to that, where it's about how many tickets you sell. You sell tickets, they'll get you on the card.
Yep.
You don't sell any tickets, I'm not going to try that hard to find you an opponent.
Oh, you've been grappling for 6 months, but you can sell 30 tickets.
Yeah. Come on down.
Welcome to the show, baby.
Yeah.
And so I got 2 applause breaks, and I ended up getting a standing ovation. Hey. And my mom was there to see that, and that meant a lot.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That meant a lot, man. And it was just a crazy weekend. It was a crazy emotional weekend watching you do your thing. So proud of you, man. And then I got a little tuned up after the fight.
Yeah.
I got a little tuned up.
Nice.
Me and the boys got a little, you know, we had Johnny Kirsch, we had Jeffy Froms, we had all the boys, you know.
It was cool that Kirsch, Fromer, obviously you, every you know, Chaz, everybody who came out, man. It was really cool for me.
Yeah. I woke up in like a sweat. I thought it was like 5 o'clock. I'm like, holy shit, what time is it, dude? I lost like all sense of like.
What time did you get in?
I got it late. I got in late.
You turned the town
I got
red,
in late.
I
got in late. So then like I have no voice. I've been yelling. I'm hungover for the first time in years, and I'm like, all right, now I gotta go perform and go bomb in front of my friends and family. This is gonna be great.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? But Enzo Amore came out. Our boy EA dropped in. He was asking about you, and then you know, I like Enzo a lot, you know, and Mike Ciccoli. You haven't met Mike Ciccoli, but he's fantastic.
I heard good things, though.
And it was just fun, man. And now it's like I feel like I've got the adrenaline dump now. I got to take a flight tomorrow, and I'm doing this thing with Timcast on Wednesday, and then I got to go out to Dallas, and I'm like, I need a fucking time out here, man.
Yeah.
Like,
get you a little hibernation.
Yeah, but I'm looking back on it. I'm like, I didn't do shit. I did one comedy show.
Yeah.
I'm all hyped up. I'm like, I got all my emotions tied up in you, you know. But it's It's an incredible. It really is a truly incredible thing you did, man. I mean, you dude, for one night, man, you absolutely own. You know, it's not the first time you've done it, but you absolutely own the sports world, man. That's all anybody was talking about.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I know. It was cool that at the because I've watched the fight twice. At the end, I noticed it the second time I watched it that and it goes a standing ovation at the Rock, and like they panned around, everybody was on their fucking feet. Yeah, that's cool. That was cool. Not to upstage your standing ovation.
It was about the same amount of people.
I didn't get 2 applause breaks.
About the same amount of people. You know, it was the same. Basically the same thing.
Yeah, same.
But no, dude,
yeah,
it was
we did our thing in our discipline.
Slick and thick, bro.
Slick and thick, man.
But yeah, so proud of you, man. So proud of the way you handled your business. Can't wait to see you do it again. And yeah, man. And I think so going forward with Slick and Thick, I think the plan is here. We're going to be a little more sports, maybe pop culture centric. I got Gerard versus Evil now.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. So in my hiatus, you started your new show.
Yeah.
I'm not pissed.
Well, you know.
No, I'm happy. You should be doing this. Good. Like you should be doing it. You should be doing it.
Yeah. So so Gerard versus Evil. I'm gonna do more.
You got some great clips.
Current events and the the politics and what a crazy time, man. What a crazy time. And so I'll give myself a plug on Wednesday. We're gonna do Gerard versus Evil, all on the Trump convicted felon that he is now. So you get my takes on that. And then Slick and Thick, we're going to do more.
I'll be watching that to educate myself, so I'll have some political stuff to talk to you about, even though it's just going to be through your opinion, through your gaze.
Yeah. Speaking of the gays, happy Pride Month, everybody.
Before we go, Kim, you got anything in the chat? Is there any questions or comments from the people in the chat they can talk to me and G about?
Check really quick.
And G, I appreciate you being gracious and making this mostly about me tonight, but yeah, you got to check out Gerard vs. Evil. And, yeah, anytime G's doing stand-up, don't miss it. For the next month until I book a fight, I'll be at all the local shows. Let's go. And
be a lot of fun.
Everybody who goes, everybody who I tell it about to, thank me profusely the next day.
Is that right?
And tell me what a great time they've had. Yeah,
cool,
I'm telling you, if Gerard's in your town, don't miss it. And any of these comedians Gerard's traveling with, those are, top of the line people too. If he's with them, he's vouching for them. So, go check them out as well. Yeah. What you got, beautiful Miss Castles?
All right, we have Chris Jensen. Good show, guys. Fair view, Mike. And then we have I'm Here for the Boys by Phil.
Any questions?
Why don't you go? Did she go? Okay,
well, actually,
come on camera. Come on camera,
come here.
Come on.
Come here real quick.
Actually,
we got a little.
They don't want to look at me. They want to look at you. Come on.
Come here, baby, because I got some. Yeah, and you can bring the things out. Actually, here. Before I'm gonna give you my seat, but first I got interviewed a lot by UFC.com, ESPN, New Jersey, and I had to talk about what's going on in my life. So I wanted to kind of get the word out there first. Me and Miss Castles are having a baby.
Hey,
I know you've known that, but this is
news
to the Slick and
Thick.
Thick. This is new Slick and Thick. Turn sideways, let the camera see that beautiful belly, mama.
Oh.
So in October, we're gonna be having a little one. We're not sure what kind yet. Can you take my seat, my love? And you can read some.
Do you
want
to do a bet on this table? What are you gonna be? Because I want a girl. He wants a boy.
Oh, what do I think? See, Uncle G wants a boy.
I need Uncle G to.
Uncle G's gonna teach him to swing,
how to pitch, and how to
exactly.
Throw.
But I've been watching a lot of girls' college softball. Man, I could teach that swing now too. Those girls are out there fucking banging now. Those girls are hitting bombs. They're gonna have to move the fences back. Those girls are hitting mammals, dude. I have no idea why they're shoving the WNBA down our throat. That shit sucks. Women's college softball is incredible. Yeah. Everybody should. It's a great game to watch.
You should turn trans and get up on that.
There's still time. There's still time. I've been drinking more water. Maybe it turns this frog gay. And then we'll figure it out.
What you got, Kimmy?
So we have here TJ Penderson. He said, "Who would you want to fight next?"
Good question, TJ. Right. I should have thought of that.
Let me pop back in here. Kimmy, thank you, my love. The wonderful Miss Kimberly Castillo Gall. So I was on my card. There was a lot of welterweights. I wasn't the only welterweight fight. So there's a couple guys I did have my eyes on. I was hoping to get a win. One of those guys get a win, try and make something work. But I was eyeing up Phil Rowe, and Nico Price, because I fought a couple of the other guys before, and Nico Price ended up beating Alex Morono, and Phil Rowe ended up losing. So me and him both lost. Now, I've accepted fights against Phil Rowe before, and he said no. I saw him in Austin when we were down there, and I was like, hey, bro, like we were talking. I was like, hey, what if we do a fight? And he was kind of like, eh, you know what I mean? What? So I think that sounds like a verbal agreement. You know, we say what's up and our friends back there, but Phil Rowe, let's make some freaking money, dog. Let's get back in there. Let's go and let's throw down, have a nice fight. We'll have a couple beers after. You know, I think he's an athlete, good athlete, tall guy, long striker, but he's an athlete. I'm a killer. And if that fight happens, I think that'll be a good, fun one for the fans. We can capitalize on this and put some more good stuff out there.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's a better question I asked. Who else has got a good question? Kim, any other good questions? All good stuff. All right.
Lots of good comments.
All good wishes, all good comments.
Appreciate all y'all. Love you to death. Yeah, the black swallowtail guys. We're running late on you guys, and we love you for letting us do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, boys.
Check out Black Swallowtails here in Eatontown, New Jersey. What an unbelievable facility they have. It's really great. For the great Mickey Gall, welcome back, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
Officially
Happy to be
back.
On Slick and Thick, you're talking about.
Of course. I'm Gerard Michaels. Please like, follow, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Check us out on Instagram.
Yeah, we're coming with some Slick and Thick fire.
And
we got some
biggest
surprises.
news.
Let's hear it.
All of our episodes, every episode is on Spotify and Apple Music.
So there was a minute that we only had like 86 up there.
Yeah.
And when we transitioned from our last home to our new home, our last what is that called?
Network.
We we had a little slump in getting things uploaded properly. So there's 20 new episodes. I think it was 86 and I was 105.
Yeah.
Episodes up there. So if you're a Spotify listener or any of these other platforms, go check us out. We got a lot of material, and we're gonna have more.
We had
coming
over
with
6,000 downloads on Spotify last month. I can't believe it. We didn't even promote it. Didn't do anything.
Right.
We love you guys to death.
Yeah, we've been really lucky, man. We've been really lucky on we're boys, we're brothers. We'd be sitting here or we'd be sitting at a house having these same conversations.
Sure.
So we get to have them here and in front of everybody and talk some shit, have some fun, and we appreciate you guys listening and enjoying our stuff.
Yep. And it took us a little while, but we got every single one of them up on Spotify and Apple, so I don't want to hear shit anymore. I don't want any more DMs about why I'm not on PBD Podcast, and I don't want any more DMs about why the fuck nothing's on Spotify or Apple, right? We're done. We're done.
They're there.
Onward and upward, slick and thick.
To the
Welcome
freaking
back,
moon.
Nick. Peace.
Peace.